Ba-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da-da. See ya. Wake up and rise, open your eyes. It's breakfast with the Thomases, the ultimate prize. Mental Wellness Monday, work it out Wednesday, pay it forward Friday, we're seizing the day. Digital finance, harmony of love, serving food for what those two, rising every day, Eastern on P2G TV. Breakfast with the Thomases, come eat with me.
All right. Grand Rising to everybody coming through. It's your wonderful, wonderful Work It Out Wednesday with the Breakfast with the Thomases. I'm your girl, Ruby T. I hope you guys got to rock out. I know some of y'all don't even know it's Wednesday.
No.
We done got some little extra days off. You know what happens when we get some extra sleep?
Man,
we don't know what to do with ourselves.
People still trying to catch
it. Feels like a Tuesday.
And we got Miss Michelle Renee Alexandra DRUITT, who happens to be one of my girls from back in the day, who's not only doing her thing, y'all, she is still doing her thing. You know what I'm saying? This is a stay solid longevity sister, and I'm so excited. And she's here to share with us about the nyautismmoms.org. I can't wait. We're going to talk about it, Mama.
We got to talk about it. We got to talk about it.
Go ahead, Mama.
Well, as you guys know, I am the captain's mother. And listen, everybody knows, and that's what they call me. No one calls me by my name. They will go, "Oh, hi, captain's mother." Okay, you know I have my own name, don't you? But it's wonderful, and the reason why it's wonderful is because I promote acceptance and awareness.
Right.
In order to have acceptance and awareness, you have to be seen. He is a light unto himself. He is my inspiration and my why. The funny thing about this is I have a special needs travel agency. Awesome Family Special Travel. I have a nonprofit that is the financial leg for Awesome Family Special Travel called Awesome Families. And so I did a cruise a couple of years ago, and it was, listen, I had 16 people on that cruise. That was big for a first time out. And then the next year I couldn't go. And guess what they did? They went without me. Which, listen, yes, they did. Listen.
We going no matter what.
Listen, we going no matter what. The vice president of my nonprofit, she said, "You know what? I know you got some other things," and so she says, "Just let me know what I need to do, and I'll." And honey, she took the group. They went back to the Bahamas. I didn't want to go back to the Bahamas, but I can't remember what I was doing that was going to be conflicting with that, so I didn't go. They went, and then the next year, we did a scouting, because we do scouting for locations for families and stuff like that. So me and my VP and the captain and my fiance, we went to St. Lucia, to a resort called Coconut Bay. Amazing. And we went there to scout it out and see if it was what they said it was. So it was. And so I you know what, so honestly, then New York Autism Moms, just like that. Now, New York Autism Moms is the mother of these two, even though she came on last. And the reason for that is, I say this again and again, that there is a bunch of stuff for autistic children and adults. And not even really for adults, but there's a bunch of stuff for the kids. Every resource fair you go to is about the agencies and about camp. I just went to a resource fair and there was nothing for the moms. So I'm getting myself set up. I'm gonna go to that resource fair next year. I ran around in there. Listen, I went Harlem on them because I didn't pay for the table, but I went around there and was handing out my business cards. because I
That's
didn't
right.
have $650 for a table, but I went
That's how
anyway.
you do it. That's what you aim for, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's gonna find
And
you.
so right. And so with that being said, New York Autism Moms is to connect and support the mothers of autistic children and adults and those who have special needs, because we are a community that is isolated. Now, we're not blaming anybody for that. We isolate ourselves because the journey is very overwhelming, it's very
Mm,
challenging, and
mm,
we have little to no tolerance and patience for outside shenanigans. I say
right,
that all the time.
right.
I just had to make a live the other day because people know me, they know what I do. I'm in several autism awareness groups and family groups, and one of the groups that I'm in, whenever I'm in these groups, I look for mothers from New York
Mhm.
because it's fine to do this online, but
Right.
when you can meet a mom, and baby, we've been meeting up since November,
Oh, I
and
love
we are,
that.
oh man, we went to Dinosaurs Barbecue. We went down there
Mhm.
to Ricardo's,
Okay.
and then we went out to Brooklyn to the Red Crab. So
Okay.
we yeah, we getting around, and one thing people don't realize is that acknowledgement and recognition means a lot. And anybody that says that it doesn't, I don't know what to say about them.
I
But
know.
New York Autism Moms just got a certificate of recognition um from the mayor's office, which
Mm.
we
Oh,
are very proud of that.
yes.
Um, I had reached out and connected with him because, well, not the mayor. I reached out and connected to the uh, director of nonprofits in the mayor's office. And he's a phenomenal gentleman, Mr. Michael Cedillo. Amazing, amazing man. And when I saw him last year, I saw him again. I had New York Autism on. He said, "You just don't stop, do you?"
That's right.
I
And
said, "No, I do not."
autism doesn't stop. We were just
It does.
talking about that. Yeah. The longevity and of the it's not a task, it's your journey.
It's a
It's your
journey.
journey. You made
It's
a choice when you had a child. And I want to make sure we all, because we always talk about moms and how wonderful it is. And we have those. It's so interesting how mothers with children who are not on the spectrum, who are quite, personally capable of doing pretty much everything. Can't wait to the 18. Can't wait to this.
they can
What are you
listen.
doing in at 18?
And you know what, too, and for all of us parents out there that keep talking
Yes.
about we can't wait till they that goes for every child you have. It's
You
no, it's not.
have.
Listen, it's
Thank
never over.
I'm
Never.
parenting a 28-year-old, 29-year-old. Parenting, because I am a parent. And it's so interesting how when you said that, I was like, thank you, sis, for saying something out loud. Most women or most mothers tend to not, it's like we get, but we don't actually get to say it. Motherhood doesn't end when your child turns 18, 21, 50, 60. You're going to be that mother for life.
Let me
Now,
tell you.
Exactly.
Right. You know what? Let me tell you something. And this is funny
Mhm.
because I know one day I was talking to a mom and she said, "Oh God, I can't take it. When is this going to be over?" And I said, "Ma'am," because I'm always brutally honest with them.
Yes,
It's because sugarcoating things and it's setting them up for failure. And I told her, I said, "You know what? Listen, my mother been dead 15 years, and she's still up there bossing me around. Every now and then, I said, listen, every now and then when I go do something stupid, I look around, and in my mind, I see her shaking her head.
Exactly.
And I said, "Really, mommy? Really, really, really?" And she just be shaking her head as if to say, "Now you know what? Don't make me come down there. Do not make me come." Girl, one time I thought she did. I said, "Okay, what?"
She said one time I thought she did.
One time I thought she did. But the thing for us is, as mothers of children on the spectrum, as I said about the isolation, we need to be able to have the support from one another.
Exactly.
I want them to be able to pick up the phone and call another mom
Exactly. Yes.
and vent and vent. And
Yeah.
that's what New York Autism Moms is about. And we about to set up New York Autism Dads. Because if you
Yeah.
think there's nothing for the moms, there's absolutely nothing for the
It's
dads.
like they don't
Nothing.
even exist. Like they're
One
not
It's
of
like they
existing.
don't even exist. And
Exactly.
one
the
of
thing for me is
Give it a second.
I keep meeting these men
Mm.
and then finding out that they have autistic children. Um, I know because my granddaughter is autistic.
Mm.
Um, my fiance's granddaughter is autistic, and
Wow.
her father is raising her because my fiance's daughter passed away a few years ago. So
Oh.
he has the baby. And see, these are the things people
Mm.
don't realize how difficult this is. And I'm not going
Mm.
to keep that. It's challenging, it's overwhelming, but it is difficult. It's hard
Right.
because, listen, you think as a parent you don't get any rest? Try
Right.
being a parent of somebody on the spectrum.
Right.
You've got to
I was
sleep with one eye open. And see, this people don't understand that this disorder, I like to just call it a
All of
different
it.
ability. This
Right.
disorder, you know what it comes with? Sleepless nights. It comes with there's a whole list of things that it comes with frustration,
Right.
anxiety, it comes with depression, and oh my goodness, that is why there is a need for support.
I was gonna say, but
So
it doesn't come with a support group,
yes,
and that is
yeah,
what
and
you're creating.
and uh, and honestly, this is why there are so many support groups, but they're online.
Right.
We need to be able to connect physically.
Physically. Got it.
Nothing wrong with online, nothing.
I,
So
re-
Yeah.
I was reaching out to some of the organizations in New York, and what you just said is so important. They're
When
like,
yeah.
we can't get them in one room because what was said to me from one of the people from the New York DYCD said we can't afford the liability of having that many kids with disorders in one spot because we don't know how they're going to react with
Right.
each other.
They're worried about the liability.
And
of
I was
course they
so
are.
shocked.
Of
And
course they are.
you're
I was
concerned
shocked
with
by
the
that.
reality. And that's the thing. You we don't realize there, it's that's an organization. Your concern is with
Right,
making it so that people can start to have a resource of real people,
right.
of that physical connection and that exposure
Yes,
to how it is from each other. Because you can talk all day, like you said, we can talk online, and
right,
that's not the reality of, hey sis, someone actually being there when you in tears. You know what
right.
I'm
Yeah,
saying?
exactly,
Being able to
exactly,
say,
exactly.
don't worry, it's gonna be
It's gonna come
okay.
through. You're gonna come
You're
through
gonna
it.
Right,
come through this.
exactly.
It's
And
going
and
to
and
change. Yeah.
you know what the funny part about it is, we do the meetups, right? So the
Yeah.
last meetup, there's an advocate named Camille Joy. Amazing, amazing. Camille Joy was on her book tour, and I reached out to her. I said, "Are you?" She says, "Oh yes." She says, I'm coming to New York." And I said, "Oh really?" I said, "Well, New York Autism Moms will be there to support you." So she had the book signing at this cutest little bookshop. It is the cutest thing, and they serve refreshments. I will be going back there.
Okay.
Um, they just got their liquor license too.
Oh
Um,
shoot. Okay.
okay.
Yeah, guys, we gotta make a little group trip out there. But
Okay.
we went to the book signing, and see, the thing about it is, like, you guys know this about funding and about all these different things. We are still waiting for a grant from 2 years ago,
Wow.
because I'm also part of a project it's called a clearing corporation. That's a whole other different thing. Um, my sole purpose, the way I serve God, is to give back to the community, is to serve the community. Serving the community, we do food rescue, all this other kind of stuff. But the thing about it is, so I took my money out of my pocket, and I was
Uh-huh.
putting a little bit aside, and I was able to buy 6 books.
Mm.
I told them, I said, I ain't feeding y'all, but I will buy y'all books. So I bought
Right.
them books. We met with Camille. We had an amazing day.
Mm.
Now, let me tell you the kind of support I have in this community. There's a woman named Miss Jeanette Wilson, and I didn't even know she had a daughter that was autistic. She reached out to me when she saw the flyer for the book signing. And she says, Miss Michelle, she says, can I make some tumblers for you? And I said, yeah, girl, go ahead. Not thinking anything about that. Well, baby, let me tell you. Hey, Kevin, go in my room and get that tumbler for me off my nightstand.
Okay, we get to see a little something. I like it.
Yeah, because I couldn't find the book, but I know where the tumbler is. Can you get it for me, sweetie? You know, get the New York Autism Mom's tumbler. Go in my room and it's on the thing. But and I said, oh sure. When I saw those tumblers, I almost cried.
Oh.
They are so beautiful. And she made 10, and she made one especially for me. You see it? Okay, you found it. Bring it to mother, please. And they are gorgeous. No, baby, not the book. It's a cup. Look, it's a cup that got this on it. See the cup? A cup.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right, go. No, okay, he brought me my book, but bring the cup. It's on the nightstand.
Being a parent of an autistic child can be very, and you have to be very engaging on a regular basis. And this is it live and in action.
This is live and in action. Because you know what?
Telling you her story. She's sharing her story as it's going on.
And he might come back and bring me 10 other things.
It's okay.
He'll get it. He'll get it.
That's right.
Yep. See what I tell you. Isn't that amazing? Look at that. Is that the most gorgeous thing you ever saw?
Oh, wow.
And thank you, sweetie.
Oh, that is beautiful.
Isn't this gorgeous? And
makes those?
She made this one for me, and she made 10 for the moms.
Can we order?
And she was like, she said, this is my gift to the organization. I have another lady that makes buttons.
Right.
Oh, shucks. Okay. Hi, guys. I can't stay on long. I'm going to send them down.
All right. And
hi, Brandy.
If you need to take them down.
No, I don't have to leave. Okay. 8:45? Okay, great. All right, it's good to see. I thought you were gone. Okay, we'll talk later. All right, bye-bye.
Conversation. This is for life.
This is lived on the court.
This is, you know what? Let me tell you something. You have to have a relationship with your son or daughter, your autistic child. And people say, oh, no, you have to. Because see,
you have to.
You saw how he went and he bought the book. And I said, no, that's not it, sweetie, because they will get frustrated. But see, first of all, he knows that I work for him. And he knows that he's my boss. And he knows that when I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, I'm mother. When I'm doing what I'm supposed to, I'm mother.
Right.
But when I mess up,
right,
calls me Michelle. That is the funniest thing.
Wow.
He told me one day, he said, Michelle, you gonna need to calm down.
Ooh. What?
I was like, yes. Oh. Because you know what that says to me? That says I'm doing my job.
Yes.
I'm doing my job.
Yes.
So
I don't know many parents who can take that with kids who don't have.
Well, see, disorder. Well, this is not even about the disorder. It's about learning that you're not only building a character, but you're building someone who has an integrity to be able to be in a conversation where people don't expect him to be able to do that, Michelle. People don't expect him to be able to do that.
Listen, and we could talk about the people, the autistics that are nonverbal. It's very frustrating, and that's how I found out that he was autistic, because he stopped talking.
Wow. Okay.
And then he stopped looking at me.
Oh.
And I said, okay, either he want me to whip his behind or he's deaf. Because I'm calling you, sir, and you are ignoring me. And so me and my husband, God rest his soul, we took him down. We found out that he was autistic. And my husband, poor baby, he finally got on board because he really didn't have a choice. But I jumped into it with 2 feet. And my husband bought me a printer, computer, this, that, and the other. And we went to support groups. And I tell people all the time, advocacy found me. I didn't find it. I didn't say to myself, I'm going to be an advocate and I'm going to do this and I'm going to. I didn't say any of that.
Who does?
I started printing up stuff that I found online, taking it to the support groups and put my name and phone number on it. And that's how it started. But let me tell you something. Those meetups that we have are everything. And a couple of the women, the last one, when we went to Ricardo's was the last one, yeah. One of the ladies who I've known for a while, she brought her son. And he's an adult. And she brought him. And they played music and we danced, even though, listen, I said, I wish somebody would come over here and start. Listen, one thing you're gonna find out about us mothers, we do not play about these kids or anybody that is supportive to us.
Right.
I have people that are supportive that are not the parents or caregivers of anybody on the spectrum, but they understand that this is not something to be taken lightly. They understand that support is needed. So, what is in the future for New York Autism Moms? I'm going to tell you.
Yes.
Everything.
Let's ask you where we. So, talking about what's the next steps for you?
The next step.
Michelle, before we do that, please, I just got to know. Can you speak to the new moms? New moms.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
And they find out their child. What are the first steps they need to do? Or how do they go about finding resources? Being a very new mom, and they realize, okay, maybe at age 2, the child might be autistic.
Right.
What's the conversation?
Or they're having the awarenesses of these differences in their child, because that's another thing. Not awakening to this might be a problem.
No, you know what? The very, very first thing is to do not ignore your instinct. Don't do it. I know that it's difficult because I've been there. He's just this. He's just that. The minute that you feel that something is wrong, get an evaluation. Because that evaluation is going to get you on your way.
Is it a doctor at school? How does it work?
Well, you know what? There are agencies that do that, but I would say go to your primary care physician first. Tell them what the issue is, then let them run the physical test. Because just like with the captain, that's what I did, because I thought the boy was hard of hearing. And so they said, no, he's not hard of hearing. And then at that point, I used to work in New York Hospital. That's why I had him evaluated. At that point, because I worked at New York Hospital, and the doctor and I spoke at length. He says, well, I've seen signs of autism. Do you know what autism is? And I said, not really, because I really didn't know. He says, well, I'm going to set up an evaluation. But he says, I believe Kevin Ellis is autistic. And I was like, oh, okay. Can you prescribe something for that?
Wow. Yeah.
That goes to you how much I did not know. I had no clue. He says no. He says, well, you know what? He says no. And he explained it to me. He said it's a neurological disorder. He said it's just that the brain is wired differently. And so with that being said, when people say that the brain is wired differently, they immediately think about retardation and all that. No. Now, autistic people usually have secondary diagnosis. Now, the captain's diagnosis is autism and pervasive developmental delay, which means this is someone who may be 29, but has the mind of a 12-year-old. That's very vague and, you know what? This is more specific. Here it is. Pervasive developmental delay. If something happens on a Monday, I won't know about it until Wednesday or Thursday. He'll tell me. He'll tell me because that's how he's processing in it, and then I have to ask him, and then he'll tell me. We had to get to the point where I want him to tell me before I ask him. But when he tells me on a Monday, it happened last week.
Wow.
If that makes sense. So you have to keep a close eye on that because there was this child at school that bit him, and my mother, when she was alive, God rest her soul, she wanted. Mom, you can't have a child arrested, Mom. I said, let's just
have a child arrested. Wow.
He wanted to have the boy arrested.
Ooh,
I said, I said, Mom, let's just take it down. Let's
Yeah.
do our due diligence. Let's do our research, and let's find out what's going on.
Yes.
And you have to realize that there are different levels to this. And that's why it's called a spectrum. So for
Yeah.
you new moms, get evaluated.
Right.
If you are at a place now where you're stuck, call me. Just give
Okay.
me a
You
call.
got that website right there.
Get the and my phone number and oh, you giving out your phone number? Yes. God is going to protect me. I'm not worried about that. My
Yeah.
phone number is 917-930-4497. Call me, call me, call me, because you are going to need support to get through this process. The agencies, that some of them are amazing and some of them are not. Now, the agencies that I've been working with, they are absolutely phenomenal. What I can help you do is get that evaluation and then begin to, because they're going to give you what is called an IEP, is an individual education program. You get
Program.
that, and we can look at it, and we'll find a school. I've helped parents find schools and programs. Listen, I am, as my uncle used to say, you're in everything but a hearse. Yes,
That's
I
right.
am, because I
Amen.
have this
Amen.
too.
That's right.
This is I'm an ambassador for these people, the Shine Project. They are about teaching Planned Parenthood and relationships to people that have special needs. There's all
Awesome.
kinds of stuff. And listen, and New York is the place to be when we talk
Yes.
about services.
Yes.
Woo! They got everything. So, new moms, I know you don't know me, but you need to call me, especially if you're feeling overwhelmed, because you need somebody that has experience with this.
Yep.
Well, not somebody that, listen, somebody that might have found out their child was autistic last week, but you guys can be a support system for one another and you could find things out together. See, that's the one component that we're missing. And this is why a lot of moms are frustrated. And I see them get online and they cry, and I cry with them, and we go through this whole thing. Okay, now it's time to start crying. We got to get to work, and we can come back and cry later. And
That's right.
I'm available for a 3 o'clock cry.
That's right.
The
But
thing
then
about it,
3:15, we got to go to work. Let's go. What we gonna
we
do?
got to go to work. We got to go to work. We got to go to work because you are up against a system that if you don't open your mouth, you won't get fed. My mama said, "Closed mouths don't get fed."
And she was
statement,
telling the God's truth.
Yes,
We
she
tell
was.
people all the time. So we're teaching in this platform digital financial literacy, and we tell people it's not really about the money; it's about the community. It's about
Yes.
the learning from each other and taking steps forward to make a change in your life. Because
Right.
until somebody know you dealing with something, you don't know what they could do about it, or how they can
Exactly.
help you help yourself.
You better open your mouth and you have a voice. Use it.
That's right.
And that's what New York Autism Moms is also going to do too. We're going to help women find their voice. We don't have to give them the voice; they have it. And
That's right.
yeah.
Do
So
you teach
the
advocacy?
the next thing we're going to be doing, we're going to have a spa weekend. We're working on that. This is going to be our first spa weekend, and I chose my birthday to do it because I want to celebrate with these ladies. So we're going to do that.
When is your birthday?
July 22nd. The spa weekend is going to be from the 24th to the 26th.
We like that day.
My Leo sister, what's going on? Leo sister in the bed.
Honey,
Yes. I want to celebrate myself. I want to celebrate these women. I want to show them how to celebrate themselves. It's very, very important to celebrate yourself. It's very important.
It really is.
You all know, tell them they can't pour from an empty cup. You can't.
Thank you. Oh,
you cannot.
You cannot pour from an empty. Did y'all hear that? You cannot pour from an
empty cup. No, you cannot.
Is consistently out. People are consistently out here trying to do just that.
And they crash and burn.
Yes, every time.
Every time.
You are a lifelong caregiver. I actually, Michelle, I'm gonna be honest. I love you, sis. I
love you guys too.
I've always been just in awe of what you've done. Have yourself, and it's funny because you were one of the first women who introduced the spectrum as a reality. to
The
me.
reality, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't know what that was.
Listen.
I raised my kids, and I'm be honest, we've always been at events. It's so weird because we've been at events in and around each other. We worked together, did some projects together, and it's so interesting. I'm like, you don't know people until you do exactly what you just said. You actually listen and ask questions.
Yes, you do.
Ask questions,
Can't
and
be
you are
afraid.
so
Stop
open
being
into
afraid.
you
Stop
share
being afraid. Stop it.
yes. That fear of people is going to keep you from living.
Yes,
I
it
don't
is.
care what you
Yep.
say.
And it's
Just
yeah, you're not gonna be able to grow. You can listen. You gotta you know what to and people don't realize it, but fear is part of growth. That's the
yes,
part where you say, okay, I'm afraid, I'm gonna do it anyway. That's where the growth takes place. You say,
that's
you
right.
know what? I'm just gonna jump in. And that's exactly what I did. I just jumped in.
Right.
And listen, we'd
Both
have to
feet.
have another show
And
just so I
where
could tell
are
you the
you?
obstacles.
I know. Well, we got a little time here. We got a little time. And I just want to say, well, let's give some love because we at the halfway point. I want to make sure we talk with some, let everybody know we see y'all. Y'all go ahead and give some love. Give Papa Bubble. We got Stereo. We got Clapper. We over here on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn. Child, we on
All
Twitter.
right now.
We ain't stop being on anything. We love to
No.
multi-stream. Let folks know.
And
So
listen, and I will be subscribing and following.
yeah,
Listen, and I don't,
more than you
I
money.
try to follow things that I could share with the community.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Me too. And that's why I was like, that's why I was saying your next show we're gonna invite you to. We're gonna invite you to a panel because we
Okay.
actually know other women with similar organizations. They're in the process. Mothers are trying to find each other. Y'all are out
Well,
there
yeah, but
looking
you know
for
what? Listen, and I'm on Facebook. I got everything on Facebook
yeah.
here, Facebook there. And some of them will reach out and some of them won't. Right now, I have a WhatsApp chat and I have a chat on Facebook, and there are about 100 women. Now,
Oh,
100 women don't always participate,
right.
but I have about maybe 10 that
And
always
yeah,
that
that's
come out
actually good.
periodically. But you know what? Too,
That's
that's it.
another
Just
song.
spread the word. Just spread the word. Just spread the word. At least I'm here for them to give them the support that they need. They have to come when they get ready. That's all. They come when they get ready. That's all.
Yes, as long as the doors are open, it's like tell people it's like a church. As long as you know that the doors are open, you're gonna come when you get there.
Right.
When you
Exactly.
get there, we still will be moving
We
forward.
still.
You said something that really hit it on the point. This is not. This ain't for. She said this ain't for punks.
No, it's not.
Get where I'm
Can't be a
coming from?
punk. And
I
I'm a
need.
punk. I'm a punk. So I know
She said, I
I am
know.
a punk. But you know what? I realized that it's brave to be able to cry.
Yes.
It's brave to be able and listen. I'll
You're
cry in front of
dealing with
anybody.
the reality. Too many people stay, and that's why they suffer. And these young people suffer
Oh,
because
they
they don't
do.
want to deal with it. People
No,
don't want to deal with the reality that this is just what it is.
it's just
When,
what it is. And if you want to sit there and do whatever it is you're doing, and someone said, "Oh, well, just pray." I said, "Yeah,
yeah, but now
pray that you get up off your butt and do
so
what you need to do."
it's a prayer that God give you the strength to keep
Yeah,
going.
exactly. I said, so you think just by and staying on your knees is going to help? Well, what's happening around you while you're on your knees?
Thank you.
Just like you have a designated time to cry, God understands. He gave you this assignment. He wants you to work it and be the best that you can be at it. And
Amen.
he knows that, listen, when you bring your burdens to him, you get down on your knees or however you do it in the shower, whatever, and then wash your butt, dry off, get out and get it and keep it pushing. You
Amen.
cannot sit down.
That's what I'm
"Oh,
talking.
I'm just going to pray." And I said, well, what else are you going to do? I'm going to keep praying. I said, you better do something else besides praying.
I love it. I love it. What are you doing?
I
Stop touching on things. These are my space, y'all. Y'all know what happens when
Uh-oh.
these in my space.
Listen,
I'm
y'all
like,
two are
stop
one of my
touching
favorite couples. Now listen, listen. You know what? And for as long as I've known you guys,
Mhm.
there is a energy that comes from you that is very authentic. And you know why I can say that? Because I met a couple,
Uh-huh.
and for once, God ain't gonna have to put his hand over my mouth because I'm not naming any names. Because he told me that I don't need to do that. But see, I had to tell people before I did on live. I said, you know what? Stop trying to come for me. Come to me for help. Because see,
Right.
someone saw the tumblers and you're doing well and wonder, do you mention this and do you mention that? And I said, excuse me. So now you're questioning my integrity now because you think that I'm making all this money because you see a couple of tumblers and you see that we got Camille Joy and there's another advocate out in Jersey named Nadine Wright. Her organization is called Nason's Place. These are two heavy hitters in this community.
Right.
And so now they see us in the room with them. Oh, now you think that we got all this money? No, we don't. But your logo resembles ours. But you wasn't saying that before.
Oh, really?
Yeah, really. And you know what? Y'all know Harlem, and y'all know what we do.
Yeah.
You know what you're not gonna do? You're not gonna play in my face. But,
Exactly.
but I'm gonna remain professional. But if you make me, I'll make you cry. If you make me, I will make you cry. Because see,
She will.
and how I feel about that. Oh, why are you coming for somebody that's trying to help?
That's right. And that's the problem. We tend to get that whole, and they always call it crabs in the barrel, y'all. Crabs in the barrel. We all got the same cause, but you gotta nitpick somebody else to feel like you gonna get they're gonna take.
You're like they get like I'm getting something that you're not getting.
But see that.
But you know what? I don't see. But you know too. I don't see you doing nothing but sitting there.
And even if you want, this is supposed to be. We're supposed to be uplifting one another.
Exactly.
And when I tell people, and everybody ain't gonna be on the supposed to, so don't worry about that.
No, and you know what? You know what you got to realize? Those are not your people.
Yeah.
God knows what He's doing, and when God shows you who people are, you better believe them. And I'm gonna give them a second chance. When you do that. You do that. You're not getting no second and third chances with me because you know I got these women depending on me. I cannot.
Right.
I make mistakes. Yeah, but if I have other people depend on me, I can't afford to mess with you and your shenanigans to mess this up. Nah. Listen,
we just went through the same thing. I said, you know what? I just went through the same thing. I had to.
We ain't gonna call no names either, but
I ain't calling no names. But like I said, when someone bites you, you don't give them a chance, especially when you got people depending on you. You don't give them a chance to bite you again. You remember to stand your ground. And I was told, I was told by some really good people that I love, but they do things a little different. My integrity,
and that's fine. And that's fine.
My word is everything. Okay. And that's why that's why I like I said my influence, God has made sure that my influence of people has been in alignment with what He has made of me.
Exactly. Because we all know what God has for you, right? For what God has for you is for you.
Yes.
And listen, I told people, I said, you know how many times God told me to mind my business?
Thank you.
I said, you know what? Or put His hand over my mouth. I said, what is it? Because see, now Michelle Renee, you get ready to say something you got no business saying.
Yes.
And I want you to knock it off. And so I have grown because you know what? Let me tell you something. Before all of this came along, I would cuss you out and be ready to fight you too. Well, being that I have all of these different my own disabilities. I got sciatica, high blood pressure, diabetes. I can't fight and I can't run. So my best bet is to keep my mouth shut.
I love it.
Look,
I
gotta laugh about it because I was talking right before I called you. I told my wife, I'm gonna call Michelle because I haven't seen her in a while, and we're gonna reach out and see what she got going because I knew you from the old project that you worked on.
Right.
And I'm like, that's something, in a lot of countries, that's a real thing.
Yeah.
So I said, I'm going to call her and I'm going to ask her about that. And I said, we're going to talk about what she's doing, how's that going. And when I called you, you're like, oh, no, I didn't flip that. That's not happening. We're doing this, and this. And I'm like, that is the honest progression.
That's right.
Not everything is going to be
exactly. Listen, I knew y'all when I was doing sanitary napkins, bras.
Yes, I was like, oh my God.
Right, wine. Well, I knew y'all when I was doing wine. Listen, we've known each other for a good 15 years.
Yes.
Yeah. And you know what the funny part about it is? Somebody has messaged me. are you still a boob fairy? And I said,
Yes,
ma'am. I said, you know what? I'm always going to be the boob fairy. Always. The
exactly.
company folded. I'm still here.
Yes,
This is what we're talking about branding, about building your brand. Now, the company shut down. My son was talking about, oh, you need to get the patent. I said, you know what? No, that's not what God told me to do.
right.
Guess what? The company, somebody bought the patterns and all that kind of stuff. They changed the name and they reached out to me. They said, "Oh, are you coming back?" I said, "No, I'm not, but I will be buying more products now
Exactly.
because they want to do an affiliate program." You know what? This is something that deserves my full attention, and if it's
Yep.
not in alignment with that,
Exactly. That's perfect. I love that you said that. I keep telling folks I get a lot of opportunities that get brought to my way. I tell folks two things. I don't do things for free. I believe if you might have gotten it for free, but you've never gotten anything that doesn't benefit my cause. That's the thing. If it don't benefit the cause, I don't do it
oh
because this.
no. And they so afraid to talk about money. They so afraid to talk about money. I said, you know what, you keep being afraid to talk about money.
Yeah, that's
That's
why
why you
they
ain't got none. Cause you
that's why only broke people don't want to talk about money. And that's
listen,
the sad part because what you don't talk about stays a problem in your life. If you
right,
don't,
exactly. And
I
while
think
I
we were still doing we were just doing gold and silver. We were doing gold and
right, yeah, and
silver.
I asked about that too because
Crazy.
see, once I
Yep.
start with
We
the
were doing it.
project, I'll have a little money to make some investments. But
Yes.
you know what too, and you know the saying uptown, scared money don't make money.
Thank
And
you.
and one of the and we all listen. This is a mission.
Yes.
It's a mission. This is not
Yes.
about the money. But guess what?
And
We
this is what
need
I'm
money to support the
saying.
mission.
But this is the thing: the focus can't be on it. Do you know that's how
No.
you attract finances? You people, okay. I'll just tell you right now: when people see you moving, they want to get involved. They want a piece, and they'll
Yeah.
come in for cash because they see you moving. Because
Oh,
they
they
look
tried that with me already.
wealthy,
Wait a minute.
wealthy people.
Kev, hold on a second. Kev,
Hey,
come here, baby.
I
Get
know
your
he got.
knapsack and stuff.
Yeah.
Brandy said for you to come downstairs. You got 3 minutes, okay? All right,
All
you got all your stuff? Yeah. You got your lunch? Okay. All right, you got your key? All right. All right, I'll tell you when.
Take
But
care, love. Have a good day.
The
okay.
captain doing this thing where you got
They
to
said
get people to do.
Mr. and Mrs. Thomas said, "Have a good day, Captain."
Have a good day.
Okay,
All right.
bye.
See, listen.
Yes,
I told him you got 3 minutes. He went out the door now.
You ready?
he's in his
But you know what?
time.
Let me tell you something.
His
I
time.
go to
I'm
that I go to that window every morning, and I look out. I see him getting the thing, and I feel like I'm holding my breath till he gets back.
I know.
That's what it feels like.
What's it gonna be today?
Because listen,
Right?
the program he's in, it's right there, 125th Street, Cusack. They're amazing. They're absolutely amazing. I'm connected to a lot of organizations and agencies, and I've built relationships with a lot of these people. So this is why I tell people to reach out to me. If I don't know it,
Website.
I'll find it.
Baby girl, here. You need to put it on your website, and I would love to be able to advocate that way as well.
Okay.
Give us permission. Well, this is the thing. I'm gonna share with everybody because I've been trying to let folks know. Bring P2G is a network of networks. That's why it's an S on the back of P2G networks.
That's right.
It's not one network. It is a kind of like a spider web of networks. It is
Yes.
to help people find the people in the real world.
Right.
We start in these
Right. Help
boxes.
you.
We don't finish in them.
Exactly. And you know, with that being said,
Yes.
you that's the one thing that the three of us have in common. We some networking SOS, we some
Yes. Oh my
networking
God.
SOB. And
Okay.
I have different networks that I belong to. I got
Right.
I got this network called the FPI network.
Mm,
Lady of BK Farley, she is off the listen, she don't play about us.
that's right.
She don't play about her black women. And see, she'll tell you in a minute. I'm not against, you know what, if you don't go somewhere and sit down, that's the cat. Um, she said, I'm not saying that I don't help women. She said, but
Right.
helping Black women is my priority. I said, go ahead, sister. And she has opened some doors for
Focus
me.
on her community.
She
Exactly.
is, listen, she says, because if I don't look out for my community, who is going to look out for my community?
Yes, you have to start from home. You can't
Right,
go
you
out in
do.
the world trying to tell. That's like me trying to go to India and go save the children, and our kids are starving here at home. What?
Exactly. Yeah. You
I've
you
been
you
better
you
off.
you're gonna look crazy.
And you come home, you ain't got no home because
And you ain't
everything
got
is
no home because you've been out there fiddly faddling around. Listen,
and
you
that is
can't.
our problem. We want to take everything outside. But you know
Right.
what? Now that we in this conversation, you can't fix what you don't know is the issue. So that's what we do. We work
Exactly.
from home. One of the
Right.
reasons why we started P2G, and like I said, it started back in the day when I met you. We were talking about building financial literacy. Help. I've always been in some different kind of business. I ain't gonna lie.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. We got to keep busy. We got to be
Right.
busy. We got
I
listen.
hustle for
That's
life.
sitting around. That's it. And then you know what too? With the state of the world today, if
Yeah.
you ain't got something to do, you gonna end up jumping out a window.
Child, you ain't never lie.
That's
It's gonna
real.
drive you absolutely back.
Out your mind.
One of the things I want to just say, I put the number up
Okay,
and your
put the number
website,
up, and
a
and
number
and
up, and I put it on the
anybody
website.
that you know personally, you give them my phone number, tell them to call me. Okay.
She's not joking. See, that's what I love because when people go, oh, you don't want to put your number out there, and why? Y'all remember the fact that you're trying to get to something big, so people got to know how to reach you directly. Hey,
Mhm.
it might ring off the chain, may ring off the chain. I tell people
It
just
does, but you know what? You
text
know what?
first.
Just like I told Alvin, he was like, I said I am up at 4 a.m. I'm
I'm
awake about 3:30, but I'm up and moving around at 4 a.m.
That's
That's why
what's up.
somebody said, "Well, I called you at 7:30." I said I was asleep. I gotta sleep sometime.
Thank you. Oh my God. Okay, Michelle, let me tell you something. Baby, I'm gonna tell you,
That's
my
true.
family members swear I don't sleep. I have friends
They
in my
swear I don't sleep either. Yeah,
that swear I don't sleep. I said, y'all don't understand. I take naps. After we do this, about 11 o'clock noon, I sit in that chair and I close my eyes.
listen.
Then
After
I
we
wake
do,
up
after
refreshed.
right after we get off here, I'm gonna head up to BJ's, get a few things because I want to have some stuff in here for him when he comes home. His apples and he got yogurt. But listen, I don't listen.
Love
I
it.
don't let him. We don't let him run out of nothing.
Right,
You
right.
see how big he is. Listen,
Inconsistencies mess with their habits, their use. When you
right, and
create
it
a
messes with me
routine,
too. It messes
it,
with mine too.
yeah, because it's your routine to help him keep. And people don't get that.
Yeah,
I'm
it's a
even if
lot.
your child is not on the spectrum, you need to connect to these moms because they're going
Exactly.
to teach you how to create order in your
Order,
home.
yes, order.
Right.
They
Yeah,
go
you have
to
to.
you, and because of their necessity, helps parents whose children. That's why our kids are out there all the time because we ain't organized. We all over the place, so they're following disorganized order, and these children
Exactly.
don't have the same challenges as these children on the spectrum. But these mamas figured out if you help them create a workable, consistent pattern for themselves. Guess
Right.
what? It calms down the insist.
Yeah, it kills it. It kills the noise. It does.
Yeah,
It kills the noise. It kills the noise.
and I love that you say about your child. What you say about your child. I mean,
He's the
how
boss.
he's the boss. Y'all haven't gotten that. When your baby is a baby, they're the boss. Y'all know your
Mm.
whole house is
Because you
a
know what?
ride until everybody
Let that
say,
baby say, and don't you jump up.
uh,
Same thing.
thank you. It's the
Yes.
most that kills me. When you figure out that the baby's the boss, we've got to learn how to work the boss.
Mm.
That's what you
Yes,
got
we
to learn.
do.
You have to
Yep.
learn how to work the boss. And these are actual life skills for folks. When you
Exactly.
have
Yes, they are.
children, they have things that they need. You want them to grow to be the best of themselves and to
Right. Right.
discover the most of themselves. If you want to support
Uh-huh.
them, not what you want.
The way
Yeah.
they
What you
are.
want is because,
Because
okay.
what
Let me.
happens, they're not gonna do it. So my daughter had the IEP, right? When she was a
Uh,
kid. Shannon had different she had, according to them, that she had ADHD. We discovered later on she did not. Shannon had a couple of other things. that were going on with her when she was younger, and she wasn't on the spectrum as we knew it, because there was no diagnosis for that. But Shannon had a thing where she didn't want, there's certain things that she would do to get attention. And I was like, wait, okay, so this child is acting out. She's not acting out. This is a different pattern of living and thinking.
This is her operation.
So wait. What got me was we had to learn to create certain habits for her. Like we had to work with her patterns. She's artistic, not autistic, but she's artistic. She self-taught herself piano. She's actually had art that was displayed in the galleries. Shannon would just kind of be, she was the off pattern. Not two kids. When you're raising two children in the same household, we make the bad mistake of thinking that these are the same people. I know that. I had to learn to be a little different than my mom. My mom was like, y'all all gonna do this. we should all do this.
Your mama, my mama, twins.
Yes.
And if you don't eat it tonight, it's gonna show up in front of you for breakfast.
Exactly. We gonna do it. And no, you did not get to choose dinner. You ate food. What's for dinner?
Whatever was on the table.
That was for dinner.
I know, that's how I was born.
What I made.
That was the answer. I had the nerve to answer what's for dinner.
What I put on the table.
Man, I didn't make that mistake. We just ate like mommy.
Listen, and we knew better than see these parents. They let their children interrogate them. When my mother said food, the look she gave me, let me know. Don't go no further. Don't go no further because you cruising for a bruiser. So listen.
And that's a nice way to say it.
So we got some. They did get some leeway, but I wasn't crazy cooking multiple meals. I said
no. We have. Let's see. The thing that I impress upon parents, these moms, I keep telling them, you matter. Stop acting like you don't matter. Stop acting like you're not. No. Oh, and I'm just a what?
No.
You know what? The captain got me trained. I can't even curse no more.
He's like,
listen. He told me, he said, mother, no cursing. Okay. And it's a good thing. But they said, I'm just, I said, you know what? Don't ever say that in my presence again about you're just a. There's no such thing as I'm just a. You are everything at this moment.
Yes, exactly.
You are everything. And you can be anything that you want to be.
Exactly.
So you sit down,
or sentence.
Write it down, make a video for yourself, something you need to be able to hear your own voice and tell yourself, you know what, I got this, even when you don't have it. Because I tell people, listen, he had that meltdown on Sunday and I was no good because I understood and I felt, but there was nothing I could do.
I want you to share that story. Tell them what's going on.
Okay.
Let them know what's going on. What happened?
Well, we're in the process of we were in the process of renovation. So we had moved to one building and then they moved us back to this building. So on Friday evening, we got in here and we said, okay, we're going to start. So Saturday, start. Sunday, we went back into it. By the time Sunday rolled around, he just started screaming. I mean, screaming to the top of his lungs. Now, I didn't know. See, you can't anticipate when a meltdown is coming.
Right.
Not really, but I was trying to make sure that he wasn't too overwhelmed.
Right.
But it got to the point where, listen, I guess he said in his head, this is a bunch of crap. And because now we moving boxes, opening boxes, and he's used to having his room, his bed. Now his bed is not coming out the room, but it's so that he can't close the door.
Right.
So he took that in stride, and that was okay. But then the ongoing and the running back and forth with the boxes, and
it was too
I guess he didn't have time to say, okay, I need to take a break.
Right.
We had taken a break, and plus he was hungry.
Mm. He
He
was
said,
hungry.
"I hungry." He
Yeah.
said, "I know." I said to himself, "I know this heifer's crazy. Look what time it is, and I haven't eaten because the time got away from me." So when
Right.
he started screaming, I froze. I
Oh.
froze, and I let him scream and scream and
Mm.
scream and scream and scream and scream. And when I felt that he was, and then he kept saying, "I'm sorry, mother, I'm sorry." I said, "No, no, no, you don't have to be sorry. You don't have to be
Mm.
sorry." And see, when he's able to stop screaming and talk, that's when I
Right.
know it's time to step in. And we do reinforcement. I grab his hand. Mother loves you no matter what. And we
Yeah.
hug. And then
Yes.
he's able to calm down because see, when one thing that we have a whole lot of little things we do, I kiss him and he wipes the kiss off. I kiss him
Oh.
and he wipes the kiss off. But I know when I kiss him and he doesn't wipe the kiss off, he's not back to where he needs to be. So I kiss him all on his head and kiss his hand. And then he said, "I'm gonna wipe it off. Now we're back."
Okay. Oh, you know
And then
when
I
come
tell him,
back.
"I'm gonna bite you. I'm gonna beat you. I'm gonna bite you. I'm gonna beat you. I'm gonna bite. Please don't bite me." I said, "Give me your food. Don't you dare." And so now we're okay.
Okay.
It's a process.
Yes. And that comes from building in the time to
Right.
get to know. It's a sad shame that a lot of us don't realize we don't have the time to get to know the people that we're raising as people.
No.
And she's dealing with her son who happens to be on the spectrum. And like she's that, oh my gosh, it's like unpredictable, you know like you said, that communication, he doesn't have the capacity to say today that this is going
Today.
on. So for
Right.
days, you know what I'm saying, for several
Right.
days, it's been
Exactly.
building up till he was like, I can't do it.
But yeah, that
You know what
happens.
I'm saying?
I have a
And
9 o'clock, guys, so I gotta get off of here because I don't like to
okay,
keep my moms waiting, especially when I
I'm going
know
to
it's
grab this real quick and say, one, we love you, sis, and we
Yeah.
will be asking you to
I
come
love
back.
you too. Guys, look at your schedule and let's try to shoot for maybe the first week in June or second week in June, and we can sit down and have lunch because I haven't seen you guys and sat down with you in a long
Yeah,
time. Let's
this
do
got
that.
to come out the boxes. I'm down and digging. I got
All
a
right,
couple of good spots. I love
let's
you.
go. I
Have a
love you.
great one.
Thank you. All
See,
right.
we're going to
See
finish
you
up here.
soon. And let me know your availability.
Please tell us. Yes, absolutely.
All
I'll
right.
tell us
Bye
that.
bye.
See you soon. All right. And with
Oh,
that, we want to say thank you to everyone who's been on. Michelle is an amazing woman
yes, she
who
is.
has, just taken years of her life and have come into perspective. What is it? What is it when you have to realize that the person you love the most, the one you brought into the world, is not able to go out into the world on their own? That they will need you throughout it. See, some of us think that parenthood is a temporary process, that custodialism in someone's life is something that ends when they are able to leave. But I think what happens is that we all must understand something very, very valuable. You are on a life journey. You know, I don't know how many of you all know this, but my own daughter does not talk to me. My own youngest daughter does not talk to me. She has made choices that currently in her life, she's chosen not to communicate. I have no clue what has happened. I would like to communicate, but she is not in a space. I have not expelled or dispelled my daughter to the world. My daughter has made choices, and I respect them, and I love her. And when and if she should say, hey, we are gonna do this, I'm still here because I understand the assignment is lifelong. Do y'all get that? It's lifelong and it doesn't have consequences. Love shouldn't come with consequences or requirements to be met. And that's something that I absolutely, I have to give it to Miss Michelle. She is amazing and she is making sure that all y'all know. So we ask that you please, those who have been a part of this platform, and you've been here, if you have anyone that you know who might be on the spectrum or parenting someone on the spectrum, please
And then you come
reach
support.
out. This is what we're talking about, is support. We're talking about a woman who is creating support, and there are several other organizations that we're aware of. Like we said, it's about the resources, guys. You know what I'm saying? It's not about, oh, look at us. It's about what can we do for you? And what have you done for you lately? Parents, you matter. if you are fathered or parent or mothered a child, whether they're yours or not, you matter.
Absolutely, you do.
Okay, you're not a what they call, you're not a slave to the child or the situation. You can build from wherever you are, but you have to remember to take the time to take care of yourself as well. And with that, we want to say we love you. We love you, Michelle. She knows that she's doing her thing. She's got to be responsible to her platform. I love it, and so do we. We'll see you soon. We thank you so much for joining us. Everyone who's popped on and said, hey, amen, and grand rising, and love family. Hey, Brother Crease, how you doing, baby? We are out here just loving on y'all. And we pray that y'all remember that somebody cares. And as I said, actually, it's so interesting. I caught myself in on a camera once saying this, and I got a kiss from the very child that decided she ain't gonna talk to me. But I said, if you may not have heard it today from somebody else, but you heard it here. We love you, and we will love you until the day you love yourself more than we ever can. And you remember that. We'll have a wonderful day from Breakfast with the Thomases. We'll see you on Tuesday.
Ooh, see you. Wake up and rise, open your eyes. It's Breakfast with the Thomases, the ultimate prize. Mental Wellness Monday, work it out Wednesday, pay it forward Friday. What season